Lennox Lewis wearing the red trunks against this one-time quite useful performer in the white trunks, Tyrrell Biggs, who fought Mike Tyson for the World Championship in 1987. That was his first defeat, and really he's never been a really serious contender for the world title again since. But Lennox Lewis, 26 years old, born in London, but brought up in Canada, is certainly one of the most interesting heavyweight prospects in the world today. And of course he's now the current British and European heavyweight champion. And this is a big test for him against Tyrrell Biggs. Biggs is remembered for his fight with Gary Mason at the Royal Albert Hall in 1989, and Mason got rid of him in 7 rounds. Mason had quite a struggle with Biggs, as I recall it. But this is a great chance for Lennox Lewis not only to look good in the World Heavyweight Championship stakes, but this is a chance of revenge, because Biggs is the man who beat him in the 1984 Olympic Games in Los Angeles, outpointing Lewis in the quarterfinals of those Olympic Games. And of course 4 years later Lewis came back to Seoul in the Olympics and won the gold medal. But here's a chance to settle an old score with Biggs, and Lewis has made a pretty confident start. Big man Lennox Lewis, 16 stone 6.5 pounds. Now Biggs in fact is just half a pound heavier than that. Well, that's a rather crude overhand swinging right from Lewis, and he can box a lot better than that. He's got a lot of talent, Lennox Lewis. He's a neat boxer, and he carries an almighty punch. And of course with Bruno back, the hype is already beginning for a possible showdown between the veteran Frank Bruno and the up-and-comer Lennox Lewis at some time in the next year or so. But Lewis might set his sights on bigger things than that if he does well here. These two should have boxed on the postponed Holyfield-Tyson bill in Las Vegas at the beginning of November. And now this fight has been brought to Atlanta, Georgia, along with the fight between Holyfield and Bert Cooper. And Biggs hurt with 11 seconds to go in the opening round. Extraordinary right hands Lewis is throwing. But Biggs is too slow to get out of the way of him. Well, Lewis made a confident start. Some of it looked pretty crude, actually. He could certainly box a lot better than that. But nothing Biggs has done so far poses any problems for Lennox Lewis. And it's already looking as though that sort of punching might get this over fairly quickly. Scheduled 10-rounder, second round. Tyrrell Biggs in the white trunks. He'll be 31 next month, having his first fight since March. And Lewis straight into the attack again with these overarm right hands.
Stop! Break! Let him go. Come on, slide out. Step back. Let him go.
Lewis has won all his 17 pro fights so far in 2.5 years as a pro. And he's won them all, bar one, inside the distance, and nobody's ever taken him beyond 8 rounds. Lewis, of course, born in East London, although he left this country as a child, now being seen as perhaps the man who will get Britain her first World Heavyweight Championship this century. Biggs looking very much the sort of man these days that goes in to test the youngsters without too much hope of winning. Strange enough, he's only had 23 fights in 7 years as a pro. Biggs, not been very busy. He's won 19 of them, but every time he's lost, he's been stopped. Riddick Bowe, who is the sort of American equivalent of Lennox Lewis. Riddick Bowe knocked out Biggs in 8 rounds. So Lewis will be trying to improve on that. And the veteran Biggs just beginning to look a little saucy. When Lewis gets going, he really does mix his punches up well. And to be fair, Biggs is coming back at him with something. Lewis well covered up when Biggs swings the counters. Lewis rather nonchalantly chasing his man, as Lennox Lewis's mother. And, well, she'll be smiling even more broadly once he's won, if he wins. Round 3. Lennox Lewis in the red trunks. Tyrell Biggs, close to 31 years old now. He was beaten by Mike Tyson in 7 rounds in 1987 in Atlantic City. Lewis get rid of him faster than that? He might. And the punches are beginning to find the target rather ominously from Biggs' point of view. One low one there from Lewis. Gets away with it. Biggs still trying to get some boxing together. And Lewis still patiently pursuing. I can remember Biggs giving Gary Mason quite a lot of trouble in the early rounds. Slow pursuit continues. Lewis just needs to put a few more punches together if he's going to impress the American fight scene. Chance for him to look really good here. Lewis shuffles forward on flat feet rather than the way that Joe Louis used to do. That was a good right hand, and over for the first time in this fight goes Tyrell Biggs. And with 50 seconds to go, he'll do well to survive this 3rd round. Lewis may only need to catch him once more like that, and it could be over. And a desperate swing from Biggs, and a much better right from Lewis, the 2nd knockdown. Well, Biggs knows where he is, and he's conscious of the count, but there's still half a minute left. The referee looks into his eyes. Okay, he goes on. Can Lewis get rid of him now? Down twice, Biggs. The seconds ticking away in the 3rd round. And everything coming at him, and over he goes for the 3rd time, and the referee has stopped it. It's all over in the 3rd round. So faster than Tyson, Lennox Lewis beats Tyrell Biggs, and Mum now is really pleased. That was a good performance from Lennox Lewis. And he really is a great prospect, and Britain are very glad to have him. So let's have another look at the way Biggs was beaten down 3 times in the 3rd round. When he really let them go, it was all up with Tyrrell Biggs. And here's a very fine prospect, Lennox Lewis. This is the first knockdown. Tremendous thumping right hand to the side of the head. And really, he did quite well to get up from that one. He came back with a great slashing punch, but had to take another right hand.